Have you ever doubted yourself so much that you felt like you didn't belong or deserve to be where you are? Or is it starting a new phase of your life, needing some time to find your footing, but life never seemed to be that fair or patient with you? I can understand that, yeah. I know how you must have felt in those moments because I have been there. Over a decade ago now, when I started my first professional employment, I struggled to settle into the role and battling self doubt. But I can tell you one thing now, those struggles paid off and it turned out to be my greatest teacher. And I share how today. I am Mideido and welcome to my channel. To my amazing subscribers, thank you for tuning in again. And if you're new here, I'm very happy to welcome you into this growing community where I share personal growth stories and lessons based on my experiences, hopefully inspiring you to push your boundaries no matter the challenges. Please make sure to like, comment, share, and most importantly, please subscribe if you haven't already to be a part of this amazing and growing community so you don't miss out on any of my content. Today is part two of my four-part series about the personal defining moments in my life. And I'll be talking about my early career struggles, how I struggled with my confidence, I battled imposter syndrome, all whilst navigating workplace expectations that initially I felt didn't quite align with my authentic self, and the missed opportunities that almost derailed me, but ultimately shaped who I am today. So let's get right into it. I landed my first professional role in 2014, if I remember correctly. Not long after my service year, I served in Ekiti State, by the way. So shout out to every Ekiti State person. Although I wasn't quite a new employee within the company, as I had previously undergone a 6 month internship or IT, as we like to call it, with my employer, GT Bank. You know, GT Bank is a top tier Nigerian financial institution. And I was excited, I was hopeful because working for a company like GT Bank is a big break. I mean, but stepping into that environment was nothing like I expected. I wouldn't bore you with all of the details about the experiences and stuff. But I initially struggled to adapt to the fast paced corporate culture. It was quite fast paced. And it felt like everybody around me had it all figured out. I don't know how. While me, I was just still barely keeping up. At some point, I wondered if my maybe experience as a uni person from LASU had anything to do with it. I know it doesn't now, but I mean, at the time, I just was confused. And there were times I felt quite inferior, to be fair, compared to my other colleagues with degrees from top US Nigerian and foreign universities. So much that I'll find myself overthinking everything I worked on, you know, emails, reports, memos, and so many things like that. I hesitated to share my ideas. I was constantly doubting if I was actually good enough to be here in GT Bank. In fact, I remember working with our no nonsense boss at the time didn't also help matters. I mean, she loved her things very, very orderly, structured and stuff, you know, along those lines. And I remember almost getting myself fired. I mean, maybe suspended because I was just trying my best to impress, in fact, over impress my superiors. Though, to be fair, boss, so if you're listening, I still think you set me up, you know, inside joke actually. But honestly, the truth is my employment to me was a mix of hard work, grit, and miracle. I'm sure you're wondering, okay, what's this mix? The truth is, hard work and grit because I had put in so much work during my internship and it earned me top level recognition from my superiors in the branch that I worked, plus a full employee work recommendation from my operations head at the time, Mandu. Thank you so much, Mandu, for your help and support. And thank you also to Kike. How can I forget Kike? My supervisor on the customer services desk. Kike, you're amazing, you're wonderful. And I want to say thank you for all of the support and handholding during that period. I want to let you both know that I appreciate you. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, okay, so you've explained hard work and grit. Where does miracle come in this mix? I got shortlisted for the recruitment process, obviously, after Mandu recommended me. But guess who did not see the invite email? until after 1 hour of my appointment. Mwah. I mean, very funny. But anyways, I eventually secured another appointment after several stress calls and emails flying up and down from my box to the recruitment team. It was just a whole whatever that I can't even imagine right now. But then fast forward, I got the invite for the next aptitude test. I got to the aptitude test, and this is where my miracle happened. I got into the aptitude, I was checked in, got there, and I sat down to do I think it was about 50 questions for 25 minutes. I can't remember the exact details now. But guess what? The miracle there was that my time kept counting down and restarting all over again. So it never shut me down. I mean, the usual idea was after 25 minutes was done, your system was going to shut down and you were going to be ushered out. But mine never stopped. It counted down to 25 minutes and then it will start all over again. So I got enough time to finish my 50 questions, even revise it. I just noticed that people that came in at the same time that I came in had gone out and been replaced maybe like 2 or 3 times. Then the supervisor at the time, I can't remember the person now, but then said, "Are you not done yet? Shouldn't you be out already?" And I was like, "Well, my time has not finished." Guess what he said? "You and I know that the time on that system isn't as efficient as it should be. So you should be done now and you should get out of the hall." So immediately I just didn't waste any time. I had balanced and finished all my, assessments. So that's my miracle. And honestly, yeah, at some point, I just started believing that, okay, maybe this experience wasn't a miracle after all. I just wasn't supposed to be here. Because all of this plus many other experiences, too many to mention, seem to confirm that I truly do not belong in GT Bank. The turning point eventually came after two major happenings. Those who know. I worked so hard during this period, but these happenings, one, a confrontation with a colleague. Matilda, I'm sorry I had to share this. I know we're past this and we're fine now. And a no-show to a supposed work event. I won't dwell on that. Which anyways led to a missed opportunity for promotion. I was devastated to say the least. I was just wondering, okay, you know what? It just had to be that I don't belong here because how else could one explain all of these happenings? But instead of giving up, despite how painful these challenges or events were to me, I decided to lean in and learn from these experiences. There just had to be something to learn. Over time, I started focusing on building my social skills and working on the feedback received from my colleagues and managers. I had to learn to embrace collaboration, most importantly. And I realized that mastering technical skills of all things, so listen to me if you're exactly in this kind of situation, mastering technical skills only forms a part of career growth. People skills is equally an important element in this mix. And with these two, perfection isn't the goal. I want you to know progress is, slowly but surely. I began to grow into my role and eventually I gained and got into the confidence boost I needed to succeed at work. Looking back now, those early struggles taught me a whole lot. First, it's okay not to have it all figured out right away, but be open to collaboration any day, anytime. Also, growth takes time, and the mistakes you make along the way trying to figure it out, just embrace them as stepping stones for your greatness. Again, I learned the importance of identifying and surrounding myself with people who support and challenge me and get feedback as much as you can, even when it's tough to hear. Get it and use it to your own advantage. It can be the key to unlocking your potential. Finally, I discovered that self-doubt is very normal. Imposter syndrome is normal when you get into a new environment, but it doesn't have to define you. The key is to keep showing up every day, even on those days you do not think you're up for it or you're just enough to pull through. Now, have you ever faced any challenges or struggles with settling into a place or battling with self-doubt, maybe personally or professionally? How did you overcome it? And please, how did you just get by? Kindly share your stories in the comments. I'd love to hear from you and learn from your journey too. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, share, and subscribe, most importantly, so we can grow this community. And don't forget to stay tuned for part 3, where I will share quite a lot about my personal loss and the rediscovery that shaped my life. Tune in with me again, and I'm sure you would not want to miss this. Thank you once again for watching and being a part of my story. Remember this time, it is not about how you start. It is about how you learn and grow along the way. Stay resilient, keep pushing forward, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.